Did you know there could be money out there literally just waiting for you to claim it? I know, it sounds like a total scam. Believe me, I thought so too at first, but it's actually 100% real. Right now, the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts is sitting on billions of dollars in unclaimed property, and some of it might actually have your name on it. In this explainer, we are going to give you the ultimate step-by-step guide to discovering and claiming your rightful assets in Texas, all from the comfort of your own couch. So don't miss out on what's rightfully yours.
Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going on a bit of a digital treasure hunt. We're going to break down exactly how the Texas Unclaimed Property System works, and more importantly, how you can easily navigate it to make sure you grab every cent that belongs to you. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our treasure map for today. 1. What is unclaimed property? 2. Searching for your money. 3. Filing your property claim. 4. Protecting your information. And 5. Preventing future lost assets.
Section 1. What is unclaimed property? Discovering the hidden treasure.
So what exactly is this free money anyway? Well, when businesses and government entities, which are legally known as holders, lose contact with you for a certain period of time, usually between 1 and 5 years, your financial assets are considered legally abandoned. At that point, they have to be sent over to the state. Now, we aren't talking about real estate or cars here. We're talking about things like forgotten checking or savings accounts, maybe an uncashed payroll check from a job you left years ago. It could be insurance payouts, dividends, or stocks. It can even be a utility deposit. For example, say you moved out of a place like the City of Commerce and had a $100 deposit left over after your final bill. If they can't track you down after a year, that money gets sent straight to the state.
Now, if you're suddenly worried you might have missed a deadline to claim something old, take a deep breath. I honestly found this part shocking, but Texas operates under what's called a custodial model. Basically, this means the state acts as a perpetual trustee. There is absolutely no statute of limitations on unclaimed property in Texas. None. The state will literally hold it forever until the rightful owner or a legally verified heir steps forward to claim it. So, no pressure at all, but hey, there's also no reason to wait.
Section 2. Searching for your money. The treasure map.
Let's move to our next crucial phase and see how this builds your actual search strategy. Now that you know what this money is, how do you go about finding it? Well, the whole process starts on the Texas Comptroller's official portal. Step 1. Visit claimittexas.org. I want to stress this is a completely free official state website. Step 2. Enter your name. But a quick heads up here. Don't just type in your current legal name. You'll want to enter previous variations, maiden names, and honestly, any other names you've gone by. Step 3. Review the listings carefully to see if the addresses or property types match your personal history. It's incredibly straightforward, which really empowers even a total beginner to start searching right now.
To really optimize your search, you got to remember that the database reflects exactly how the holders originally reported your name to the state. Think about what that means. If a bank misspelled your name 10 years ago, guess what? It is misspelled in the state database right now. A super smart search strategy is to try common misspellings of your name, standard acronyms, or, like we mentioned, your maiden name. On the flip side, a very common pitfall to avoid is getting frustrated if you don't see small amounts pop up. The site actually often hides properties valued under $25. If you suspect you have something smaller floating around, you can always submit a specific search request form.
Oh, and here's a quick pro tip for you. Have you ever lived outside of Texas? Or maybe you've done business with a big corporation that's headquartered in another state. If so, you should definitely broaden your search horizon. You can jump over to the national database at unclaimed.org to find assets that might have been reported to other state governments across the country. Section 3. Filing your property claim. Unlocking the treasure.
Okay, so you did the search and you actually found a match. Awesome! But what happens next? Well, the exact paperwork you're going to need to unlock those funds depends entirely on your specific situation. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is seeing it broken down like this. If you are the original owner claiming your own money, it's usually super simple. You'll just need a valid ID, like a driver's license, and some proof of ownership. Think a social security card, a W-2, or an old utility bill that shows the historical address linked to the money. But what if you are claiming money on behalf of a deceased relative? Well, if the estate is valued at $10,000 or less and hasn't gone through probate, you fall into the non-probate heir category. For that, you'll need your ID, the original owner's death certificate, and a specialized legal document called a notarized affidavit of heirship. For even larger estates, you might actually need a formal probate court order or letters testamentary. As for timeframes, setting the right expectations here is absolutely key. If you were the original owner and your documentation is crystal clear, you can comfortably expect those simple claims to process in just about 5 to 10 days. Pretty fast, right? However, if you're dealing with a complex inheritance case, corporate accounts, or some really old dividends, the state naturally has to do a lot more verification. Those cases may take weeks, or honestly, even months. The controller's office will reach out to you if they need any extra documentation, so just be sure to keep a close eye on your mail and your email.
Section 4. Protecting your information. Safe searching.
When you're dealing with highly sensitive documents like your social security number or a family member's death certificate, this brilliantly illustrates the absolute best approach. The Texas Comptroller explicitly advises users to upload documentation directly to the state through their secure online portal at claimittexas.org or by mailing it to their official P.O. box in Austin. Listen, you should never, ever pay a third-party company to claim this money for you. There are definitely businesses out there that will try to contact you, offering to retrieve your funds for a fee. Do not fall for it. Using the state's official service is completely 100% free. Protect your wallet and protect your data by going straight to the source.
Section 5. Preventing future lost assets. Keeping your treasures safe.
Look, it's a great feeling to find lost money, but you know what's even better? Never losing it in the first place. A surprising number of assets become abandoned simply due to really passive financial habits. Let's contrast some best practices with a few habits you probably need to break. Best practice number 1. Cash or deposit your checks immediately. Remember, all checks expire eventually. Also, make sure you update your address directly with your bank the moment you move, because most financial institutions actually will not forward your mail. Now, a major habit to break is leaving your accounts totally inactive. Here's a crucial tip. Auto drafts and interest payments do not count as activity in the eyes of the bank. You actually need to make a manual transaction, like a deposit or withdrawal, at least once a year to keep a bank account from going dormant.
So the crucial point is really just sticking to this simple checklist. First, keep accurate financial records securely stored. Second, list all your assets in your estate planning documents so your heirs actually know where to look when the time comes. Third, keep your beneficiary information up to date on all your insurance policies and retirement accounts. And lastly, maintain a current tracker of all your open bank accounts, investments, and especially safe deposit boxes. Make sure to include the box number and keep a copy of the key. By maintaining active control over your financial legacy, you completely stop the cycle of unclaimed property.
Before we officially wrap up, just a quick standard disclaimer for you. The procedures and laws surrounding unclaimed property and probate can and do change over time. While we've summarized the current guidelines right from the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts, you should always verify the very latest details directly at claimittexas.org. And of course, seek professional legal or financial advice if you need to, especially if you find yourself dealing with complex estate claims. Discovering unclaimed property isn't just a financial win, it's honestly incredibly empowering. It's about taking the initiative to reclaim a piece of your own history. Whether it's $20 from an old apartment deposit or a deeply meaningful inheritance from a loved one, it is your money, and it's just sitting there waiting for you to take action. So head on over to the state portal and run a quick search. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How much of our personal history is just sitting in a government vault waiting to be claimed? Let us know. What will you do with your found money? Drop your success stories and any questions in the comments below. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and happy hunting.